Former Attorney General KERENGA KUA took the stand yesterday in a high-profile court case, delivering a damning testimony regarding what he described as immense political pressure from Finance Minister James Marape to approve payments to Paul, Paraka lawyers. These payments, KUA maintained, were illegal, and he had issued direct instructions to stop them. KUA revealed that on October 18, 2012, he had formally written to Marape, warning against proceeding with the payments. However, he told the court that Marape ignored the letter and instead, on October 31, 2012, issued an internal directive to the then Secretary of Finance, Gibson Stephen, to process the payments. "This was a clear act of defiance against my legal advice," KUA stated before the court. "Not only was my directive disregarded, but I was also later removed from my position by the National Executive Council." KUA's testimony was a pivotal moment in the trial of former Deputy Secretary Jacob Yafai, who is facing multiple charges, including abuse of office, official corruption, conspiracy to defraud, and the misappropriation of 41.8 million kina in payments to Paul Paraka lawyers between 2012 and 2013. He further elaborated that he became aware of the alleged illegal payments through Dr. Lawrence Calino, the then Secretary to the Department of Attorney General. Upon learning of the issue, KUA sought to directly engage Marape via telephone. Marape, however, advised him to document his concerns in writing, leading to the letter KUA later sent. The defense, led by lawyer Edward Sasingian, challenged KUA's assertions, questioning him on the nature of the pressure he faced. "You said there was immense pressure. Are you referring to political pressure?" Sasingian asked. "Yes," KUA responded emphatically. The defense further pressed him on whether he had expected Marape to acknowledge his letter formally. "Yes, I expected a response. The standard ministerial protocol dictates that letters are acknowledged and replied to. However, in this case, I received no response. Instead, I later discovered that the payments had been processed despite my explicit objections," KUA stated. Sasingian also inquired whether KUA was aware of a Supreme Court order that had stayed all payments to Paul Paraka lawyers. "At that time, I was not aware of such an order, as no one had briefed me on it," KUA admitted. The defense introduced an article published in The National on July 8, 2014, titled "Paraka Paid Legally," and asked KUA if he had read it. "I did read it," KUA responded. "By that time, however, I had already been dismissed from my position as Attorney General due to the decisions I had made in my efforts to uphold the law." KUA went on to assert that his removal in 2014 was politically motivated and that his stance on the payments had led to his downfall. "I made some decisions that did not sit well with the government leadership at the time, particularly then Prime Minister Peter O'Neill," KUA told the court. "As a result, I was removed from office and replaced by Sir Anopala, who later publicly defended the payments." Legal analysts observing the case note that KUA's testimony could prove crucial in establishing the extent of political influence over financial decisions at the time. The case has reignited public debate over government transparency and accountability, particularly concerning large financial transactions authorized under political influence. The trial continues, with more witnesses expected to be called in the coming days, as the prosecution seeks to unravel the full extent of the financial transactions surrounding the Paul Paraka case.